Okay, so now we have completed the settings area and we've covered all these tabs. Most of them are going to be very, very useful, and always remember any help that you need in the settings is always going to be on the left hand side bottom settings, and all these tabs are going to be available here for you. Depending upon what level of access you have in the company, you will have different tabs showing up here. So if some tabs are missing, just try and contact your admin and they will be able to give you more tabs if you need them in your normal line of work. Okay, now we're going to go on the left hand side menu options and cover all these areas and see how you can use them to automate most of your business marketing activities and grow it and take it to the next level. So let's go. We'll start off with the first one that said dashboard. And now in the dashboard, this is a place wherein you can have a single point of view screenshot of everything that's happening in your business and in your marketing. So let's go through the sections here. On top on the left hand side, you can see these opportunities. These are the number of leads or active opportunities that are in the business right now. Over here, each opportunity is assigned a particular dollar value, and that is the overall pipeline value that you can see of all the leads that are sitting in your pipeline. So once you enter the lead value per opportunity, the pipeline value. And from there, you can see how many are closed, how many are won, and how many are lost. So now you can actually change the timeline here as well, and you can evaluate it for the time that you are evaluating your performance. It can be the last 7 days, or it could be the last 30 days. It could be this week, or any event that you want to evaluate during a particular time frame as well. And then just click OK to that. Then you are able to actually see how much performance you are getting in this specific period. Now, not only do you see the opportunities and pipelines, you also see the funnel stages in which your leads are. So if some lead is in a cold stage, you can see how many are in the cold stage, in the warm stage, in the hot stage, and people who you have sent in your proposals and waiting for their payments to come in. So you can actually classify them based upon the stages that you have made in the pipeline. Once you do that, then you can also come down and see your lead source report, which shows you what is the source of each lead and how many leads are coming from that individual source, and how many leads are converting from there, how many are open, won, and lost, and what is the total value of all those leads as well. Okay, here you come down and you see what are your Facebook ads, and you can actually see a basic summary of what's happening with those Facebook ad reporting. And you can also see your Google My Business section as well and see how many people are actually viewing and searching for your business. One last thing on the dashboard is that you can actually see the number of reviews period and what is the average review rating for that period as well. If you do not have any reviews in that period, then it will show it as 0, but if you have any reviews in that specific period, it will give you an actual number there. Okay, so this is your overall dashboard overview. Now let's get into an interesting area, that is conversations. So in conversations is this single place where you can track all conversations going in and out of your business to all the leads. So if there is a call, or if there is an email, or if it is an SMS, anything that goes out, it all stays inside the conversation tab over here. Now, because I'm already conversing with this one lead, I'm going to send in an SMS. Then I just click on this button here and I can type in an SMS and say hi test, oops, hi test, and I can literally send an SMS straight away from here. I can do the same for an email. Just click on the email button and I can write a subject here and then have a question here. Hi, yeah, are you joining the meeting? Whatever your question is, you can have that in here. And with hi, you use a custom value that is your contact's first name. So when you use that, it'll automatically pick up the contact's first name and it will send that email to them. And then I'll just send it like this. Now you can see that it is in the conversations tab, and I will press this button to close the conversations, sending message and sending email options. And now I can actually track what's happening inside the conversations. When I talk to the person, if I find that this person needs to be added to a particular tag, like say follow-up tag, then I just come here and press this follow-up button and just add the follow-up tag. If I want to add a new tag, say interested, then I will just add them as a tag as interested. If the tag interested is not already available in the system, then it'll give me this option, and I will click that, and it becomes a new tag, and that is already added to this lead over here. Okay, and that's it, and I will just save this. Once this is done, you can actually update any contact details from this section. And if you need to schedule an appointment from there, you can also click on the schedule button, and you can choose the calendar that you want the appointments to go into. Let's say if someone wanted a demo request, then I have a demo request calendar, and I can see the available time slots, book that, give the appointment title a name. So I will just literally give it a name as demo call. And because it's the client's name, I'll just put the client's name over there as well, and the number, and I will just save that. So now I have created an appointment for the client if that is what happened during the conversation. So now you can see that this is coming up over here. Okay, and you can see as soon as the appointment was booked, a new message was sent out to the client saying that your demo call has been booked. So this is how you use the conversations area to message or to send details to anyone who is on your contact list. While you are in conversations, you can also use the call feature to call a number as well. So if you press the call button, you can actually dial a number, and you can choose the outbound number as well. If you have multiple numbers in your outbound system, then you can use that over here and choose the number from which you want to dial the call, and then dial the number here, and then press the call button, and the call will go out to this lead directly from the system. Okay, that's how you make those calls from here. That's your conversations overview. Now let's go to opportunities. So okay, so here inside the opportunities tab, where all your leads should be in just one place, and then you can manage them and move them across in your pipeline. So whenever a new lead comes, it would normally go into the cold lead section. So all the leads would sit in this area, and then once you talk to them or you qualify them, you can actually drag and drop them into the hot lead section. If you call them and talk to them, and if they book an appointment with you, you can actually then move them into the booked appointment section. Let's say if they cancel the appointment, then you can just move them into the canceled appointment area as well. Once the appointment is complete, you then just move them into the appointment complete area, right? And then you know that all the leads who are in the appointment completed area, those are the ones that are actually most interested, and they are the ones who want to get some business done with you, and hence you will send a proposal, and you will mark them as a proposal sent lead. So they will then be sitting in the proposal sent area. This will give you and your sales team a better visual aid to understand which stage of the sales cycle is each lead sitting in. And when they call up the lead sitting in the proposal sent, they will know what to talk to them. They will know what to talk to the people who have just completed an appointment. They will know what to talk to people who have actually canceled an appointment. So this will give the people a better view and better management of the leads. Once the proposal is sent and the client is converted, you can also mark them as a one client. So this client has been won now. This deal has been won by the business. Once you send a proposal, and if someone does not want to take it up, you can actually mark them as a loss, that you lost this deal. So you know that some deals can be lost, some deals can be won, but this is a very efficient way of managing all your leads in one place and keep a good track of what stage of your sales cycle are they actually in. So this is your opportunity section, and this will be very, very handy for you in your business now. Okay, now let's go to a very interesting section, that is marketing. This is a big section. It has multiple options, and we will go through the most important areas over here. Now let's go to campaigns. Your campaigns are actually a specific area of your marketing section, that is a series of SMSs or emails or calls that you want to send out to a specific type of lead or a lead that is in a specific stage of your sales cycle. So a campaign is actually more than one email and SMSs that you can send out. An email is just a single email that you will send out. Bulk requests, we will cover this a little bit later, and we will cover trigger links and other sections later as well. So mainly let's go through campaigns and see what happens inside of a campaign. So inside Xpress Automations, there are multiple campaigns and you can create any campaign that you want. This is just a demo of a campaign that we have currently in our system. So whenever someone becomes a lead but does not book in an appointment, then they will get this kind of a campaign being delivered to them. Firstly, what happens is when they come inside of a campaign, they will get an email saying that, hey, your demo is still pending. Do you want to take it up? If you look at the edit button, you will be able to see the actual email that is going to go out to them. So it says, hi, first name, thanks for your interest in our all-in-one business CRM Xpress Automations. If you have not yet done so, you can actually book in a free demo call of our software using this link. And then we have a booking link wherein people can go and book a appointment with you to discuss with you the details of your software and get a demo. So like that, whatever offer you are giving them, like a consultation call or a first appointment, you can put that link over here and save that email. So that email will be the first email that your leads will get if they have not yet booked in an appointment. Then you also follow up the next day. That says 1 day after. So you see it says 1 day after. They will get an SMS and you check in with them with an SMS. Hey, just checking if you still want to book a free demo of Xpress Automations, a single app that will automate your entire business. Book it here and send them that link again. So that's where you're sending another SMS. Then after 1 more day, you send another email and then another SMS, right? And then another voicemail, another email, another SMS, and you can keep on following up with the lead depending upon how many times you want to try and follow up with the lead. So this entire automation process will become automatic. Okay, and then you can actually set up an automation to stop this campaign if the person books an appointment on your calendar. Once this is done, you have an entire campaign ready to go out and follow up with every lead who do not book in an appointment with you. Now, very important to look at this section here. If this is in the draft mode, then none of the lead messages will go out. You have to ensure that once you complete your campaigns and you have the right wordings in each SMS and each email, then you have to come here and change this from draft to published. Only if it is published will it actually send out these messages out. Okay, this is how you create your campaign. Once you create this one campaign, then you will have another campaign that is your demo appointment booked reminders. So this will go out to people who have actually booked in an appointment with you, and it will start sending out reminders to them. So this will go out immediately. So can you see here immediately? So as soon as someone books an appointment with you, they will get an SMS from you immediately confirming the booking request. So this is the message that is in there, and you can change that to whatever you like it to be. So your demo call for appointment start date has been confirmed, and we look forward to speaking with you. So the client gets that detail specifically from you. Once that is done, you can then actually send out a email appointment confirmation. So that goes out 1 minute after the SMS, and you click that to an edit, and then it again gives out all the details to the lead. And because this is an email, you can have much more information here rather than what you can have in an SMS. So you give out more details, you give out your meeting link as well. You also give them a link to save the appointment on their Google Calendar, and you can give them a same thing to save that appointment on the Outlook or iCal calendars. And you save that. You can change the text to as you like. So normally we will send out an SMS immediately and then an email, and then 2 days before the event we will send in a reminder email. One day before, we will again send a reminder email, and one day before we will send a reminder SMS as well. Then 1 hour before, you send in another email, and then 5 minutes before the meeting you send in an SMS, and that can have the actual meeting link again, so that people know where to join and they can join in the meeting. Of course, your links need to be changed according to your location, but everything else you can either keep it same, or you can change the format depending upon how you want the reminders to go out. So let's say, for example, you don't want the reminder to go out 5 minutes before the meeting, you want it to go out 10 minutes before the meeting. Then you will just come on the right hand side here and change this from 5 to 10 minutes, right? And that'll go out that way. Okay, I'm just going to keep it 5 because I don't want to change the settings here. Okay, like that, you can set up as many reminders that you want, and all those will go out to each lead who has actually booked in an appointment with you. And always remember to have this as published, otherwise the messages will not go out if this is in the draft mode. Those are the two main campaigns. So reminder until booked, and then an appointment reminder campaign. Now, if someone is a no-show, right, you have an appointment and someone does not show up, then you just need to mark the person as a no-show. And when the appointment is marked as a no-show, you can actually trigger this new campaign. That is a no-show nurture campaign. So a no-show nurture campaign will actually just wait for 45 minutes after it has been marked as a no-show, just so that we don't want it to be very, very immediate and quick. We want it to be a little bit more natural. And hence we keep a wait here of 45 minutes. Once the wait is complete, then they will get an email and which says, sorry, you couldn't make it. And just say that, hey, we had this appointment, I don't think so you could make the time, let me know what happened there. If you want to reschedule, this is a booking link again, and you can reschedule it. So like that, whoever misses an appointment will get an email asking them to reschedule. There is an SMS also that can go out, which will ask them to reschedule an appointment. And then another email and another SMS after one day and after another day. So just be very, very mindful that this time is related to the previous event. So let's say it is 5 minutes here. So this is 5 minutes after the previous event, not the start of the event. So for example, this email 2 is 1 day after this event. Yeah, this next SMS is 1 day after this email. So it's all in 1 day sequence to the previous event. Okay, so that'll be your lining up of all events one after another. Now, I know you might be thinking, what is this voicemail feature? So let me explain to you. This voicemail is actually a ringless voicemail that will go to the lead with a pre-recorded message that you have made. So this will basically say, hey, this is Ram from Xpress Automations. We had a meeting scheduled today, but I guess you couldn't make the time. Please let me know if you would like to reschedule, and I will book in another time for you. Just give me a call back on this number. And then that recorded file gets uploaded here. To make a call or a voicemail setting, you just need to add a new event and then add a voicemail. So when you add a voicemail, you just need to upload your recorded file here and save it. That will make sure that every lead will get a personalized missed call from you and a voicemail in their system as well. This is an amazing tool, and I'm very, very proud of having this in our platform. I'm just going to remove this from here right now because you already have a voicemail setting here. Okay, so this is how you can nurture a lead who does not show up to an appointment. Once this one is done, then we have a follow-up campaign with leads to take up a trial. So these are the leads who actually had an appointment, but they did not take up the trial. They just, saw what you had, but they did not end up becoming a client with you or did not take up the next step. You can just make another campaign and send it to all the leads who are in the long-term nurture sequence of your pipeline. So just we are going back to your opportunities and showing you where this one is. So you can see that you send in a proposal to people. Once you send out a proposal, if someone does not want to convert right now, and you can just mark them into the long-term nurture campaign. So long-term nurture means we will keep on sending emails and SMSs to these people over a longer term, and just to see if we can actually revive them or get their interest again to take up your service. So when you mark them in this stage of your pipeline, what happens is you can actually create a campaign, which is your follow-up campaign with leads to take up a trial. And then when they are added to that stage, then they can start getting a voicemail again from you saying, hey, this is Ram. I'm just following up with you if you would like to take up the service or the call or whatever you're actually selling and offering to them, and just have that message in a form of a voicemail being sent out to them. Then you can send out another email and an SMS. And of course, you can keep on adding that sequence to as many emails and SMSs that you want. Then go out, let's say 1 day at a time, because you don't want to send 5, 10 different SMSs or emails in a very close in a span of time. So we will just send out those emails, let's say once every 1 day or once every 2 days, and just check in with them if they would like to take up any action with you. So that's the kind of follow-up campaign that you can make. Yeah, so these are literally a summary of all the campaigns that can be run in getting people on board and working with you and sending out reminders. If you have multiple offers and multiple services, then you can create multiple campaigns from the create campaign option and create a new folder to have different kind of activities in those folders. So when I onboard a new client, I will have all of them in the onboarding sequence. Whereas when I work with individually with leads, I will have them in this separate folder. So inside this folder, I will have all these different campaigns. So like that, you can keep all these different folders and different campaigns inside of a specific folder, so you know what it is about. Just to avoid confusion. Okay, so this is a literal summary of the campaign section. Now let's go to emails. What happens with emails is like this is more beautiful looking email that you can make and design using the editor, and then save those emails as a template. So let's say, for example, I have this one email made here, how to qualify leads fast. So when I click on that, I can actually open up the email editor and I can have whatever sequences I want in the email to be here. Okay, so if I want, let's say if I want an image, then I'll just drag the image option and put it over here. So now I can add an image to my email. Then if I want something else, like let's say if I want to add text, I'll just drag and drop the text over here so I can have a heading, and I can just come to the left hand side and change the settings of that as well. So like that, I can design a beautiful looking email with buttons and text and signatures, etc., and just save that as a template by clicking the save button. I'm not going to click on the save button right now. I'm just exiting because I don't want it to save. But when you make your templates, you will want your emails to be saved as a template. Okay, like that, you can make as many emails as you want and save all of those as templates. And then you can use those beautiful looking template emails inside of your campaigns. So let's say if I create a new campaign, just to show you how it looks, you will go into a test mode and you will choose the folder that you want it to be in and then save it. So now I have created this one campaign. Now inside the campaign, I can add in an email. And for the email, normally I would write the details here. But if I don't want to do that and I want to use a pre-made template, then I will just come up here and choose the template from this area. So I will just come up here and let's say I will just choose this email template that I just made over there and just use that. So see, whatever template I made over there will come in here, and I can use this now and send out to the clients. And then I'll press the save button for it to be saved. Okay, I need a subject, sorry. So I'll just write as a test subject, and then that'll go out to the leads. So like that, now I have an email that'll go out to my leads based on the people who are added to this specific campaign. Once the campaign is ready, please don't forget to change it from draft to published mode so that it is active and it can actually start running. Okay, so that's a quick summary on campaigns and emails. Now, there are some triggers that will actually start a campaign. So right now, although you have a campaign made, there is nothing that is making these campaigns go live and start shooting out emails and SMSs to people because there is no trigger attached to that. We will cover triggers in the next section, but just for now, let's focus on getting the campaigns made and ready so that you can start sending those to your leads and clients depending upon the stage and the sales cycle that they are in. Okay, so this is a quick summary on campaigns. Okay, so now let's go to another section called as the form builder. So the form builder is where you will actually create a form that can be linked to your website, landing page, or your calendar booking system as well. So a form can be created in the form section, and just go on create a new form. When you click on a new form will come up here, and it'll just be called a random number. So you will go to the options section and change the name of the form. So whatever you want to call this form, you can use that, and then click outside. Now when you click on the form, you can click on the fields button, and you can enter any field that you have in the system to be a part of the form. So let's say in the form I want to collect some information from leads. I want their first name, I want their last name, I want their phone number, and I want an email. So I will collect all these bits of information. And then a form needs something called as a button, that is something that will submit the form, and hence you will drag and drop a button here. Now to edit any of these fields, you will just click on the field and the edit section will open up. If you don't want it to be called as first name, you just want it to be called as a name, then you can just change it to name. Then it becomes a name and you can change what is in there. The placeholder is the kind of text inside the box which just goes away when the person starts typing. So you can just say, please, or you can just enter first name, or you can just keep it as first name so that text remains in there. Okay, and like that you can change what the form looks like. Now with the button, you can actually go and make it full width so that it looks a little bit bigger. And you can actually change the colors of the form. You can then change the color of the text as well inside of the form to make it look better. And there is a CSS coding section available in the form to make the button text and the form size look different. So which will be included in the description of this training as well, and you can use that from there. So like that, the form can be made. And once the form is made, or actually, before we go to the form completion, we can also add in your custom fields as well. So if you want to ask specific questions to a lead inside of your forms, then you will just go to the custom field section, and all the custom fields that you have made, let's say, we had the marketing budget option. So you can just literally find that here. So you can find the monthly marketing budget, and I'll just put it here. So they'll ask the monthly marketing budget, and if I want to know the business name, I can add that as well. So now it will ask all these questions. If I want to ask anything else, let's say job title, then I will add job title as well. Okay, so I can make a form the way in which I want, the way in which I want it to look, and then I will just edit the button again and make the button as submit or book or whatever you want the text to read. Submit, yep, and then I will come down here and save the form. So now the form is saved, and then now I can integrate this form. To integrate this form, when I press integrate button, I get an embed link. Now this link can be embedded on any website or on any page at the back end so that the form will pop up in the on the website. If not, if I want to use the form directly, I will just click on the link button and I get this long link. If I just copy this link, this will be the link to a form. When I click on it, this opens up on the internet. Even if I just copy and paste that tab over here, I'll be able to get to the same form online. And whenever someone completes this form, all the data will transfer into the system. Let's say, for example, let's just use it as test 10 and just use it as Bob. I'll give the phone number and just email is testbob@gmail.com. Job title is owner, business name is electrical. Then the monthly marketing budget, see it comes up as the menu options as well, so I can choose the amounts and then hit submit. Okay, so this is how you can save a form in your system, and then whenever someone completes that form, that information flows straight into the system. Now, one more thing I want to complete here is what happens when they complete the form. So when they submit the form, something needs to happen. You can either send them to a URL or you can have a message there, which can say, thank you for the details. We will contact you shortly. So they will see this message when they submit this form now. Okay, so this is how you create a form and collect information from anyone. Now, the best way to use this is to use it in your calendar system. When someone completes an appointment request, they will then complete the form as well, and you will get all the information that you need before the appointment. You can also use it on your website or landing pages, even wherein you want to just collect some information. If you want people to opt into a list of yours, then you can use this form as well. And even if you are using this form for offline purposes, so let's say if you have an event or a meeting with someone and you want to get that information and we are actually sitting face to face with them, you can actually just open up this form link which was in the integrate section, and with the link, so you can just save this link to this form and then open it anywhere on the computer and get them to complete this form, or you can complete it for them while you are face to face with them. So all the information sits in the system, and any automation or actions that need to happen automatically when you complete this form will trigger, and all leads will get the same experience when they start working with your business. Okay, next one is your survey builder. Let's go to your survey builder now. And in a survey builder, you can actually create a survey that works one after another in a sequence, and it asks logical questions and it makes you get all the information that you need from the lead in a nice and a presentable format. So let's say just go into a marketing audit survey. So this survey has multiple slides and they will all pop up one after another, and each one will have a specific question that you want to ask them. And once they submit that form details, all those answers will come inside of your Xpress Automations account, and you will be able to work better with the leads once they have given you all the information that you need. So just let's say go into this survey. You can of course come in here and change each of those questions. But once those questions are complete, you will then save the survey and then click on the integrate survey button. Once you click on the integrate survey button, again like the form, you will get an embed form option, or an embed survey option in this case, and you can embed this on any website or on a landing page. Or if you want to use the survey by itself, then you can use this link that is generated and then copy this, or just click on this button here and you will go to the survey. Now, if I go to the survey and I'll just try and complete this just to show you the look and feel of how the survey would look like. So you can have all these questions being asked to every lead and they will answer them one after another, and it will smoothly go, one after another. All the questions that you've got, they will answer all of those for you. This helps you collect all the information in one place. And let me just complete this for you so that we can see what happens at the end. See, at the end you have your name, number, email, right? And you see that we have the same details like the test 10 and the Bob that we could use in the form feature. So that sticks around and it stays here as well because it's on the same computer. Like that, you can get all the details from every lead and make them complete a survey in the system. Okay, awesome. So this is literally a summary of the survey and the form builder. And then next one is your SMS and email templates. So your SMS and email templates are all the templates that you make for an SMS or an email, and then you can use that quickly inside of your campaigns. Now, this SMS and email templates, right? These are more basic looking ones. So you do not have a lot of editing options here in the email. So this is a very plain, simple email here, which you can make. If you want to make more design oriented emails with multiple images and stuff, then you should go into emails on the left hand side and then make an email in the email template over here. Okay, so like that you can choose and make look and feel of the emails as you want it to be. SMSs, of course, they're just going to be plain and simple text, so that is what you can use over here, and use the SMS templates and create and save some, so you or your team members can use those similar templates for future use. Great. So that literally brings us to a summary of the marketing section as well. This was one of the largest sections that we work with, and this is the section that you will use the most in your business. So having a good understanding of this is very important. If you would like to go through it again, you can do that as well, and just experience and know each element of this section very well. Okay, now one important disclaimer that I need to make about the marketing section is that the trigger links is not the same as triggers. There is another option at the bottom that's called triggers, and that is what you use to start campaigns. You don't use trigger links for that. So trigger link is a separate thing which will be covered on later in the training, but just letting you know that when you want the campaigns to fire off, you use triggers that's at the bottom end and not the trigger links that's inside the marketing section. Okay, some people get confused, so I need to clarify that. Okay, next one, let's go into the reporting section. So you go on the left hand menu and click on reporting, and here you can see all the reporting that you can get from Google ads, Facebook ads, any kind of attribution reports, like where the conversions are coming from. You can have any kind of call reporting as well, and an appointment report. So let's say, for example, if you have a Google Ads account that is connected, then you can actually see what data is coming in from those Google Ads. So how many leads, how many clicks, what are the conversions that are coming in, how many review campaigns you're running, and what is the exact data that you're getting from there. So you can get quite comprehensive reports from here, and you will get a good understanding of what's happening with each campaign as well. Then you can have your Facebook ads reporting as well, wherein you can actually see the numbers coming in from your Facebook ads as well. So any ads that you're running on Facebook, they will all be visible over here in this campaign. So just for example, if you are running any kind of Facebook ads and those are connected here, then you will be able to see all those campaigns coming up over here. So you can see, like, timeline wise, impressions per ad, any other activity that's going on, how many people are seeing it, which specific ads are working, what is the result you're getting per ads. So you get quite comprehensive reporting on your ads as well over here. You can evaluate them on campaign level, ad set level, or ads level. Okay, so you can use that in your regular reporting purposes. Now, call reporting is very important as well. So any calls that come in and out of your organization can actually be monitored and tracked over here. So any calls that you make will all stay in the system. Let me show you another example here. So say in another account, so you can see actually how many calls are coming in and going out of the system. So let's say, let me make this as a timeline, say from 1st of Feb to March, and then just hit OK. And now let's see the numbers of calls that are coming in and going out of the system as well. So you can see all the calls here, how many calls were answered, how many calls were missed, whether they were first time calls, and what was the average call duration. Now, whenever there is a call and that has some kind of a conversation, all those conversations can actually get recorded and they are stored over here. So you can listen to those recordings over here as well. So you can literally listen to all the call recordings over here. If you don't want them, you can delete them, or you can have them saved. So like that, you can get all the call reporting in one place as well. And then there is an appointment report. So how many appointments were booked, how many were confirmed, how many shows, how many no-shows, and how many were cancelled. So you can get a list of all the appointments that were made, and you can evaluate what kind of reporting you need for your appointments as well in this one place. Okay, now let's go to scheduling. So in your scheduling, we already made calendars in the previous video training, wherein we created those calendars. This is just for you to have a look at, what is your calendar looking like, and what kind of appointments do you have coming up, or what kind of appointments were already booked in for you. So you can see all the appointment statuses, whether they're confirmed, whether they are booked or not booked. Okay. So, yep, so all these appointments have been confirmed and they were booked in the calendar. So you can have a look at all the appointments over here in one place. Now, remember, like last time, I'll just quickly make you go through the settings again on the left bottom and go inside calendars. So we can go inside your calendars and see individual appointment types that you had in there and what people can book, what all things can people book in an appointment for. So you have all those over here, and you can make multiple ones depending upon your individual calendar appointment requirements or the appointments that you need as an overall team. So let's say go back to the Xpress Automations account and show you the calendars that we made there previously. Okay, so now we have all the calendars here, and you can evaluate, which calendar has got, and you can see which calendar link that you want to use, and you can use the sales team calendar using this link, wherein people can go and make bookings with actually the entire sales team, depending upon their entire availability. So if one person is not available, but someone else is available, then that appointment can still be available on a time slot, and they can make that booking by just choosing the time and hitting continue, and then submitting their name, number, and email, and they can schedule that appointment. Okay, so this is where your appointment scheduling is normally kept. Now, whereas in the scheduling section, you just try to review and see how many appointments you have and what is the status of those appointments. Okay, next up is your reputation. So reputation is where you can actually have a look at the reviews that you're getting from your customers on your Google or on your Facebook pages. So you can actually see the reviews that we are receiving here. And from there, you can actually reply to those reviews as well, just from here. And you can manage all your reviews and reputation in one place. Then you have your review requests. So if you have sent out some review requests to clients, then they will all come in here, and you will know whether the person has approved the review request for you or no. If not, you can actually ask them and nudge them to say that, hey, please, if you can give me a review. And now let's get into contacts. Now, contacts is a very big area wherein you can do a lot of work in just one place. So when you manage your contacts, this is where all your leads are going to be stored. Okay, so now you can see a list of all the contacts that you have in the system. Okay, so these are the list of all the contacts that you have in the system, and their phone numbers and the emails, etc., and when they were created. Now, you can literally get any contact and put them through various actions in this contact section. So let's say I want to choose these 3 contacts, and I want to add a tag to them that they are interested buyers. So I will just tag them as interested, and because I already made that tag earlier, I already have it available. If I want to make a new tag and mark them up as, just say, will buy soon kind of a tag. So I'll just say will buy soon, and I'll add that tag. So a new tag is created, and I'm adding those tags over here to these 3 people. Once this is done, these 3 people will have a specific tag added to them as well. Add a tag. Okay, so now those 3 tags are added already into the system. So now you can see that these 3 people have these 3 tags. So now based upon this, I can actually make a list of people who are only clients, who are converted clients, or who are all the leads except for clients. And then I can send out messages or emails. And then I can just send out messages or emails specifically made for leads or specifically made for clients. So now I can actually select all of them, and then I can just send out messages or emails. So now I can actually select all of them, and then I can just send out messages or emails specifically made for leads or specifically made for clients. So now I can actually select all of them, and then I can just send out messages or emails specifically made for leads or specifically made for clients. and I can put them into a campaign. So let's say if I want to nurture them and send some emails or offers to them, I can add them to a specific campaign that I previously made in the campaign section. I can send them a one-time message by sending an SMS. I can send them an email as well. Like what we showed, we can add in a tag to any contact, or you can actually remove a tag as well from a specific or a group of contacts. You can of course delete contacts, but please be sure before you delete anything, because you will not be able to get these contacts back. If you need to export these contacts out of the system, you can export them onto a CSV Excel file. If you need to import contacts, you just need to import the click on the import button, and you can import a list of CSV file and just bring them on board and just connect them and have them in the system. Right, and you can merge some contacts. Let's say if you have duplicate contacts, you can just select those two and merge those contacts together as well. So this is literally covering most of the functionality of the contact section. Now, when you click on a contact, you go inside the contact, and then you can see any kind of a conversation that you have had with the contact. So let's say if you send in an SMS or an email, just say hi, and I'm going to send in this SMS to them, then it will stick inside of the contact sphere, and then it will stick inside of the contact conversation tab. Now on the right hand side, because I have these forms built and I was going on to these pages, I can see all the activity that this contact has done, whether they viewed a page, whether they submitted a form, or whether the contact was created. All that stays in here. If this person books an appointment, it will be in the appointment section here. Because they haven't booked any appointment, this is blank, but otherwise you would be able to see it here. If you add any notes to this person for someone else to read later on, you can just click here and you can make a note, test interested client, and then just save it. So now there is a note attached to this person as well in the system. If you need to create a task for this person to say call them up, or follow up with them or something like that, then you can just add a new task and just save it here. So say call lead on Monday. Okay, and call to discuss the software. Just save it like that, and you can assign it to someone from your team. As I'll assign it to myself, and then the due date is set as well. I will set it to Monday, and I will save this. So now there is a task associated to this person and allocated to a user in your business. Okay, now on the left hand side, we can see all the contact details, all the details that are available to this person here. If you have a membership site and you want to give someone an offer to join that membership site, you can just select the offer from here and they will get access to that membership site just by selecting it. As simple as that. If you want to add them to any campaign that is currently running, then you can add them to a specific current campaign by clicking on campaigns. See, active campaigns is blank. You will just add a campaign and you will choose what campaign you want to send them to. So just say let's go with this one. Actually, you know what, let's just go with this one, and then add. So when I add this campaign, they will get any message related to that campaign immediately. Like, see, you can see this message has already gone out to the lead right now, and this previous message was also already gone out as well. So you can see live things happening to this contact just by adding them to a campaign. The only thing is that you need to have those campaigns pre-made and have those campaigns moved from the draft mode to published mode so that they can be active, and whenever you do these things, they start shooting out. Okay, and if you want to see where are the survey or the form details of the custom fields that you created, then they will all be inside the additional information section. So any additional information that you collect from this person in terms of those custom fields, they will all be in here, and you can either fill them up manually here if they haven't gone through the survey, or if they have gone through that survey or that form and you had those custom fields already in that form, then they will already be pre-populated and completed here. So any contact that you have, you can have all the details of them on your system in one place. So So this is why we use this contacts section very regularly and have it updated so that I have complete clear record of what is happening with every lead in the system. Okay, now let's just make a list, a smart list. So basically a smart list is some filters that you apply to a list so that you can classify different types of people. So let's say what I will do is I will make a list here and go to more filters, and I will say make a list of people based on tags. So I will click on tag and I will make the list of people based on the tag. So a tag, it can either be is empty or is not empty. I'm just going to use the tag is, and I'm going to select the tag here. So I can select any tag that was applied to leads. So I'm going to just select a tag, say cold calls. So these are the people who applied the cold call tags. Okay, these were the details of all the leads that were in your cold call tags. And once I have them, I have this specific list. If I want to save this list, I will click on the plus button here and I will save this as a cold call list, and I will save this. So now I have a new list on top, which is my cold call list. So whenever someone is tagged as a cold call, they will all be in this list. Okay, and I can contact them and send them specific messages because I know the type of lead that they are. Okay, now for another type of list created, and we highly recommend you to create as well, is going to be the all leads except clients. So you know that all these people are leads except for clients. So how you do that is by creating a tag called as converted client, and then just filter. I'll just remove this now, and I'll just say add a tag, and the tag is, and I would say converted client. Find that converted client. So this is the list, who would be of converted clients. So these are only the in the system. So I will save a list and saying that they are converted clients. So these are the list of all your clients in the system, and you can actually save it and send out only client-based information to them. Now, if you want to make a list of all the leads who are not clients, then you will change the setting here, and basically you will select the tag not as is, the tag is not. Okay, so you choose the tag is not and then choose it as converted client. So basically it is picking up every lead who is not having the tag of converted client, which means they are still a lead in the system. And all these people are the ones who are not yet converted and they are in the system. And you can actually send out lead based campaigns or emails and SMSs to them to try and convert them to become your clients. So like that, you can save all your smart lists here and then send specific messages only to those people who are of a particular tag. Okay, so that's where this one sits. This is where your entire contact section is covered as well. Now your funnels and websites is again another very big section which we will cover off in another video, but for now we will literally cover the triggers section. So your triggers is the most important area that you need to make things work. So triggers is the one that sets things into motion. Remember, we made campaigns earlier in the marketing section. We made campaigns and we had multiple campaigns made. We discussed that just make the campaigns for now. We will set the trigger starting point later on. So this is where you set all those starting points from triggers. So when you create a trigger, you can set a trigger to start a campaign and do many other activities depending upon what the client is doing right now. So let's look at the triggers that was setting off all the previous campaigns that we discussed. So when we come inside Xpress Automations, there are multiple triggers that we use. So the first one I'm going to go into is allocate form 6 unbooked Facebook lead ads to RAM and send reminders and create an opportunity in the pipeline. So I just name it very clearly so I know just by reading this one sentence what this trigger is going to do. So let's go inside the trigger and see what happens. So inside the trigger, it says that whenever someone completes an action can be either completed on Xpress Automations or the action can be completed on Facebook. So here I've chosen it to be Facebook because I want to capture details from the Facebook lead form submitted. So whenever someone submits a Facebook lead ad form, then I will add a filter and I will say in form. Okay, I will choose in form. Which form? So I will have to specify that when someone submits this form, which is for the 14-day trial, you need to do the actions on the right hand side. So on the left hand side, it's more like a what if. So what if this happens, you do all the following actions on the right hand side. Okay, so on the left hand side, you set the one single parameter that sets the actions in motion on the right hand side. So when someone submits this lead form on Facebook, firstly, what will happen is they will actually be assigned to a user. So I will choose the action that I want from this list of actions. So I choose the action which is assigned to user. So I choose the action assigned to user, and then from the user, I will choose any user that I want it to be assigned to. Okay, and once I know that it has been assigned to this person, I will create another action, and the next action will be what action would you like to perform. So I would like it to perform an action inside of Xpress Automations that I would like to add or update an opportunity. So that's this action, add or update an opportunity. Then it'll ask you where do you want it to be updated. So I will choose the correct pipeline where I want the opportunity to be updated, and then it'll ask me at which stage do you want the opportunity to be updated in your pipeline. So remember, we had multiple stages like lead, demo, booked, etc., etc. So I can choose which stage I want the lead to be in your pipeline. Then I will name the opportunity, and the opportunity name should always be your contact name. Please ensure that this is the contact name so that it's easy for you to identify when you read that who is the opportunity for and what is it about. Because I'm going to get this opportunity from Facebook, I'm going to mark the source as Facebook ad. And I know that on an average, if the value is around $1,000, $500, $200, you will add the value of the lead in here. How much is the lead valuable to you? Then what you would want to do is perform something called as a note. So you will take the third action, that is, what action would you like to perform? So I would like to perform an action inside Xpress Automations, and I would like to add a note to the client, to the lead, I would say. So I would add a note, and I would just add whatever note I want. So I would say a new lead for Xpress Automations on this start time. If there's an appointment, then there'll be an appointment start time. So I can write anything here, and that will be saved inside of my note section of the contact. Then you can actually have a notification being sent to the user. So basically you will set another action, which is send a notification inside Xpress Automations to the user. So here it can actually be a send notification. It says send notification, and then you can choose what notification you want it to send. Let's say new lead from Facebook, and then you can have the notification going out to them, to the individual. Okay, so you can just write whatever notification you want it to go out. Then there's a send email option as well. So now here you will actually send out an email from your company address to the employee who is responsible for managing the lead. So it's basically any employee who's managing the lead, you will send that to them saying that new lead and then the lead first name for the system or the software or the service that you provide. And then you will add a new lead contact name for Xpress Automations. the date. If they have a booked an appointment, then you'll have the date and time. Then you can have the contact name. You'll have the contact phone number, the contact email, and it tells them, please call them ASAP. So in that way, you will have all the details being passed on to your sales representative in an email, so they have no way to miss out on that person and contact that person immediately. Next one, the last one, is that you will also add this person to a campaign. So you have added this last action to adding them to a particular campaign, and then you will choose which campaign you want to add them to. So remember the campaigns that we made in the beginning part in the marketing section on the left hand side. So because you have named those campaigns correctly, you will choose the right campaign over here. Okay, and then once you do this, you just go on top and you save this. I don't want to save this right now because I don't want some changes to be made to an existing system, but you will click on the save button, and then from the draft mode you will make it into an active mode so that it is active and it is ready to go. Okay, this is how you would actually create your trigger, and you will save it. If you want to add any other action, there is an add action button here at the bottom, and you can choose what action you want to add. You can add a contact tag. You can add a task to your team member to do something as well. You can actually go and create a note or assign to a particular user. You can also remove them from a campaign, or you can remove them from an opportunity, right? Or if someone does not want to work with you, you can actually set contact as do not disturb. And the very, very important thing is you can also do a Stripe one-time charge as well. So based on if this trigger is for someone to buy something, or someone confirms that they want to buy something from you, you can trigger a Stripe one-time charge as well. So that's a great way of managing so many different options in just one place. So you can add any action that you want the system to take further, and you can keep on adding more and more actions one after another here. So like that, you can have multiple actions being taken based on one trigger that you have in the system. Okay. I'm not going to save this, but you can save this when you do it in your system. That's one trigger. The next one is a little bit more simpler trigger. This just says that when someone books an appointment, so you go to Xpress Automation and someone books an appointment. So we just click on the appointment option here, and then you will add some more filters, because if you don't have these filters, it will say if someone books appointment anywhere in your system, it will start sending all these actions. So to avoid that, you only want to connect it to a particular appointment. So you will say choose an appointment, and then you will define the filters in a calendar. So you will choose which calendar you want and just finally use that calendar. And then you will also add another filter that says the appointment status is confirmed. Only if the appointment is confirmed should the next point of actions be taken. So now when the appointment is confirmed, we will add again assign it to the user, and then we will add them to an opportunity in the pipeline, and the stage, instead of the lead, we will just move them to the demo booked, because they have now booked an appointment with you. Okay, and everything else can be the same. And then you will add a note that this person has actually booked in an appointment with you. Then you can add them to the campaign. Remember, we had a campaign that was appointment reminders campaign. So you just add this to the appointment reminders campaign, so that that campaign is made and people will be automatically reminded on how to use that system. Then you can send in a notification to the user, and they will get a notification inside of the software. And then you will again send an email. So you will send an email again from your company email address to the user. This is not going out to the lead or to the client. This is going to the user, saying that new person has booked in an appointment. Here are their details: name, number, email, etc. And then book in that appointment. Okay, so now you can actually add in, on last thing is about removing the person from the emails that they were getting before they were booking the appointment. So if someone books, you need to remove them from a campaign. So you will add an action which will say remove them from a campaign. So remove from campaign, and you will add in the campaign that you want them to be removed from. So remember, we had a campaign that was lead booking reminder until booked. So I will remove them from this campaign. So now they will stop receiving those emails that they were getting for asking them to book in an appointment, because they have now booked this appointment with you. So hence now, by completing this task, you have now set up the correct trigger to get the person to book an appointment and also get them the reminders once they have booked an appointment. Okay, let's quickly go through a few more triggers. That allocate form 7 unbooked FB leads to RAM and send reminders and opportunity copy. Another form on Facebook, which is having a specific requirement for me to contact and follow up with leads. So hence it is the same as the first trigger that we made, but here I've just changed the form from 6.0 to 7.0 and changed some of the details on the right hand side upon what kind of communication it should pass on to the leads. So that's this one. And then the next one is a cancelled goes back to lead. So if someone cancels an appointment, so let's say if you have an appointment and then they do not show up or they cancel, then if they cancel the appointment, then the opportunity will move back from the demo booked into a lead, and then we'll follow up in the normal fashion with them because they're now going back into the lead section. So that is what this trigger does. So if someone cancels the appointment and that the appointment status is cancelled, then they will be moving back into the opportunity. Next is appointment status is a no-show. So then a no-show campaign will be triggered. So let's say if someone booked in an appointment with you, but then you marked that appointment as a no-show because they did not show up, then what happens is you will add them to a campaign. So you will choose your add to a campaign and you will add them to the campaign that you previously made inside of your marketing section on the left hand side, that the 3.0 campaign, that the demo no show nurture campaign, which will start sending them emails and SMSs that, hey, we had an appointment, you did not show up, what happened, did you want to rebook it? And it will try and rebook that appointment. Then it will try and change the opportunity stage from inside the Xpress Automations pipeline from the demo booked to the lead stage. So like that, you will have all the leads going back to the lead stage so that you can follow up with them. Then the last but not the least is stop campaign asking to book demo. So I have created this separately, that when this appointment is booked, you will actually remove them from a campaign that is the booking reminder until booked. So you can either have it done here made separately, or like we did earlier in the second campaign itself, when someone is booking the appointment, you can actually go to the bottom and add an action here and say remove from campaign, and add that 3.0. No, which was that? It was this one, until booked, 2.0 XA until booked. And you can have it saved here in this one trigger itself. So all those things happen all together. Okay, like that, you can literally make any trigger for any action that you want. So you just need to think logically what action points you want people to take, and based on that, what all triggers you can make. Just to summarize what all triggers you can possibly make, we will just go through all the trigger starting points. So let's make a new test trigger and then go into the triggers section. And inside Xpress Automations, you can choose a trigger based on when someone is added to a campaign, you can do something. So when someone is added to a campaign, you can change their opportunity status to a particular stage if you want that to happen. You can have a trigger event based on an appointment when someone books in an appointment. You can have a trigger based on either a birthday reminder, so if their birthdays are coming up, but for this you will need their date of birth. If you don't have it, then it will not work. Based upon their call status, so if you keep on calling them and they do not answer and you have a call status, then you can have a new trigger set up based on that. If the contact is a DND, means contact is a do not disturb, so you will stop all communications with them if you have the contact as DND. So you can choose what to do if the contact becomes DND. So you need to set up a trigger saying the contact is DND, and then remove them from all the campaigns on the right hand side. You can start a trigger based on when a contact tag is added. So let's say if a tag of a converted client is added, then if you want to send an automatic campaign emails to them, so you can use it on the basis of a contact tag. You can do it on the basis of a custom date reminder. So let's say if you have a webinar or an online event, you can start triggers based off that custom date reminder. If the customer books an appointment, you can have a separate trigger made on the back of that as well. If the customer replies to a campaign, you can set up a trigger on the back of that as well. We will go through each of these triggers a little bit later in detail, but this is just to show you the possibility that you have with making triggers, and each kind of an event can shoot out a different kind of a campaign or a trigger event. Then you have email events. So if someone clicks on an email or opens an email, you can do something else on the back of that. Then you can have a form submitted trigger. So if someone submits a form, some kind of an action can happen. If the opportunity stage changes, then something can happen as well. You can keep a trigger based on a pipeline stage changed. So, remember we discussed in the pipeline options, if someone, let's just go here and show you that. So if someone goes into the pipeline, let's say if someone is if someone is an appointment booked, and then they go into appointment completed. So this is a pipeline stage changed. So when an appointment is completed, you can actually automatically activate them and send them to a particular campaign. Yeah, like if someone says if there's a proposal sent, so if I click here like this, then I can have a pre-made campaign, and whenever someone is moved from appointment completed to proposal sent, then a campaign can shoot out. To do that, right, we will go back to triggers, and I think we didn't save that, so it's not there. So you just add a trigger as test and then save that. And now you will use the trigger here as pipeline stage changed. And then you will ask you to add a filter, and you'll add a filter and choose in pipeline. Then you choose in pipeline, so say Xpress Automation leads pipeline, and what stage. So you'll say stage change pipeline is trial started. Oh, actually, sorry, let's just change it to the lead management pipeline. And then in there, the stage, oops, sorry, let's delete this and do it again. In pipeline, lead management pipeline. And then you'll add another filter that says pipeline stage is trial started, let's say, for example. And then when they move to the trial started stage, so then we go on the right hand side and click on add a campaign. So you'll go and add a campaign, and depending upon what campaign you want to send, say trial started, so it can be the trial registration link send out. So I will add that as an action and then save it. But also always remember to activate it so that it'll be active, otherwise it'll not work if it's not activated. So like that, there are so many triggers that you can use. So except for the pipeline stage, if someone becomes a stale opportunity, you can do a different trigger based on that. If someone submits a survey, you can make a different trigger action based on that. If a task is added, if a task reminder is met, if they complete a two-step order form, that is if they purchase something on your website or on your landing page, then you can have a specific action started as well. Okay, and these are some other trigger points that you can use to start some triggered events, but those are to be done a little bit later because they're a little bit advanced. So you have all these different kind of triggers that you can use inside of Xpress Automations to get a lot of work done and automated. Okay, so that was a summary of triggers. Now let's go into the chat widget, which is on the left hand side bottom. Here you will actually be able to create a chat widget that can be installed on your website. So you will just enable the chat bubble. So you just click yes over here. All these are normal default settings. You can change the image of the person that looks inside of the chat. So you can have your own image or your sales representative image or your logo over there. And you will have the custom greetings that you want people to read. So you can have that changed and you can actually offer them something of value there as well. You can literally tell them what they should get or what they can get from you. It's like say, can I give you, no, it's like asking you, do you want to try marketing for free for 1 month? Right? And then that will be embedded here. And then that will be something that's enticing enough for them to give you the name, number, and email. So that's the kind of offer that you're making on the chat tool. Okay, so then because of the offer that you make to them, they will be enticed to give their name, number, and email to you. And this is a fantastic way of collecting free leads from your website, from most of your website visitors, by embedding this on your website. So once we do this, then there comes in a thank you message, say thank you. One of our representatives will be in touch with you shortly, or you can ask them to take any other action as well. Once you have created this and answered these questions over here, so very simple three-step process, you just click on the get code option. So now the get code option, this is the body code. So you will literally just copy this code. So now you've copied it and you need to embed this on the body of your website. Once this is embedded on the body of your website, a chat pop-up will open up every time someone visits a website, and it will look something like this on your website on the right hand side bottom. So this is an amazing way of collecting leads from your website, and always ensure that the offer that you give them is enticing enough for them so that they give you the name, number, and email. So it's always better to get more people to submit their details on your website rather than having most people leave and you just have a default text there that's saying, hi, how can I help you? So just put an offer there and that chat will become an amazing lead generation system, and you don't have to pay anyone for that, and that will just keep on coming in regularly. Okay, so guys, this is literally a overall summary of all the sections of Xpress Automations. I'm really happy that I was able to go through all of this in detail with you. Yes, it might sound that it is a lot to do, but hence we have the option that if you want us to install the entire system for you, we can go through each section with you and install everything with you step by step. We would just need you to decide your workflow and the kind of message and emails that you want to send out, and we will design the entire thing for you. So if you want to do that, let us know and we will do a whole setup package plan for you and get that entire thing implemented, so that you don't waste a lot of time doing all these activities if you are very busy with your work. If you're not, then you're more than welcome to just try all these things that we just showed you and create a campaign that works best in your business as well. Okay, thank you guys. This is a wrap from today from me, Ram from Xpress Automations. Let's see, if you need any help, feel free to ask us and contact us, and we'll be looking forward towards making this automation journey of yours a big success, and let's grow your business together. Thank you.